You know the feeling. You're shopping online, maybe looking for a gift or tracking an order, and then pop, that little chat window appears in the corner offering to help. AI chatbots, they're everywhere now, right? And they promise to make everything faster and easier. But are they actually helping build a connection, or are they just getting in the way?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? When you're trying to get something done, does that automated assistant actually make you feel heard and understood? Or does it just make you want to mash the zero key and shout, "Let me talk to a real person"? Well, it turns out the answer to that is way more interesting than you might think.
So, to really dig into this, we're going to look at a pretty fascinating piece of academic work. It's a master's thesis from Tamkung University. And what they did was dive deep into how chatbots are totally changing the e commerce game in Thailand. And this gives us the perfect case study, a real look into a massive, fast growing market where culture and tech are colliding.
Okay, so let's set the stage here. For all these online businesses, are these bots a friendly guide for their customers, or are they a frustrating roadblock that just drives people away?
The research zooms in on Thailand, a place where online shopping is just exploding. You've got giants like Shopee and Lazada, and the fight to win over customers is absolutely fierce. In a market that crowded, every little edge matters. And a lot of companies are betting big that AI chatbots are going to be that edge. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. In Thai culture, customer service is really important. People expect interactions to be warm, polite, respectful. So if you throw a cold, generic, robotic chatbot at them, well, it's not just unhelpful, it can actually make people dislike the entire brand.
And that brings us to the single most important thing the researchers found: personalization. This is the secret sauce. This is what turns a frustrating bot into an assistant you actually trust.
So what do we even mean by perceived personalization? Look, it's way more than just having a bot say your name. It's that feeling you get when the bot just gets you. It knows your situation, it knows your problem, and it knows what you need right now, so you don't have to explain your whole life story from the beginning. And this slide right here shows you the difference perfectly. A generic bot just starts with a blank slate. How can I help you? But a personalized bot, it's already on your team. It jumps in with, "Hi, I see your package is delayed. Can I help track it?" That one little bit of context, it changes the entire conversation from the very first second. So how does this one ingredient, personalization, lead to something as big as customer loyalty? Well, the research found that this feeling kicks off a really powerful chain reaction. It's like a clear step-by-step path that leads right to you wanting to stick with that brand. And here it is, the secret recipe. It all starts when that chatbot feels personal. That feeling, it builds trust. You start to believe the company actually understands you. And when you trust them, you end up feeling satisfied with the whole experience. And that satisfaction, that's what turns you from a one-time customer into someone who keeps coming back. It's a simple four-step journey. And the data backs this up completely. The researchers put every single step to the test. Does personalization build trust? Check. Confirmed. Does it make you more satisfied? Absolutely. Check. And do trust and satisfaction lead to loyalty? Yup. Confirmed. The evidence is totally clear. This path is real and it really works. But, it's never that simple, is it? The study also dug up a couple of fascinating twists, a few situations where this perfect little recipe for loyalty can get thrown off course. So the first complication is what the researchers call task complexity. We're not talking about just asking, "Hey, where's my order?" Think about trying to sort out a really messy billing mistake or returning something that has a bunch of different parts. These are tricky problems. And the second curveball is what they call perceived risk. You know that feeling, right? That little bit of anxiety you get whenever a website is asking for your personal info or your credit card details. You're worried about your privacy, your data, your security. So here's the deal. When a problem gets really complicated, our priorities totally flip. We stop caring so much about a friendly chat and start caring a lot more about getting the right answer. And when we feel like our data is at risk, that trust can just vanish in an instant. This is a huge deal in Thailand, where new data privacy laws called the PDPA have made people super aware of their rights. In those moments, it doesn't matter how personal the bot is. If you don't feel safe, it's game over. So, if we take all of this into account, what does it mean for the people actually building these AI systems? Well, the research basically lays out a clear blueprint for how to do it right. All right, so here's the playbook for making better bots. First, stop focusing only on speed. Focus on trust. Personalization is how you build that trust. Second, be transparent. Tell people how you know their package is delayed. It shows you're competent, not just creepy. Third, know when to change your approach. Be personal and friendly for simple stuff, but for complex problems, just be clear and accurate. And finally, never forget that culture matters. What feels warm and trustworthy in one place might not work somewhere else. And this all leaves us with a really big, lingering question for the future, doesn't it? We are getting so good at making AI feel personal and responsive, almost human. As that line gets blurrier and blurrier, what should we expect next from this technology? And what should our relationship with the digital assistants of tomorrow really look like?